Hey friends, welcome back to my studio. I'm super excited you're here with me today. I'm gonna paint another rooster. I've got a couple rooster traceables on my website, ACRYLIC.com. Roosters sell well for me, cows sell well. So I'm excited to paint a new one. The reference photo is on pixabay.com. Here's what it looks like. I'll link it, oh here, maybe closer. It's doing funny things. I'll link it in the, there we go. Let's try one more time. I'll link it in the video description here. And then I took it and cropped it. I don't think I'm gonna put clouds in it. I've got some clouds I put in there in Photoshop. I cropped the horizon line up higher. I put in a couple of shadows. There's one shadow there, one there, and a couple of light areas to remind me. What else did I do? Oh, I put a little more shadow on this side too. Just a couple things to remind me of what I'm thinking or the direction I want to go in. And then the traceable is, I have it 8x8 on my website. If you print it out, I have it also here as I say it. If you print it out at 125%, it'll be 10x10, which is the canvas I'm going to paint on. So here I'll back up a little bit so you can see that's what the traceable looks like. And then you can leave out some of the detail if you want. I just help you a little bit with the detail just in case somebody likes that. And then I've got to write the word love on the canvas because it's a fun way to start. So I think I'm going to write it down here in green so it blends in. Oh, one thing I want to tell you. So yeah, I said this is a 10x10 inch canvas from Michaels. It's the professional level 3, which I really like. This one, sometimes they're just kind of saggy. So this one I sprayed with water and dried with a hair dryer several times. I sprayed with water and went to lunch. It just took 4 or 5 tries, and actually I might still need to tighten it up just a smidge more. So sometimes that happens. I'll link how to tighten up a canvas. I pretty much just told you, but if you want to see the video, I'll link that in this video description. Okay, let's write the word love on here. That's a pretty color. So this is a Hippie Crafter chalk pastel. I do have an affiliate link. They are not sponsoring this video, but I'm really liking them because they're not, they're a little bit harder so they don't leave as much dust. Sometimes if you're working with pastels, you want softer so you can get more vibrant color on, softer look, and sometimes you want harder for finer lines and edges. But here, this is what they look like. I love that they come wrapped and in a tray and already peeled. That's really fun too. You can tell these are new. Here's what the outside of the box looks like in case that interests you. And if you buy through that affiliate link, I'll make a little bit of money, but it doesn't affect your cost. And if you don't want to, no problem, just skip over that part in this video description. Okay, I'm gonna paint this. Oh, I don't have my paints out. Actually, I think I'm gonna paint it after I did that in green. I think I'm gonna paint it kind of a light yellow. I'm going to use cad yellow medium hue and a little yellow oxide, which I don't think I have over here. So I'll get that background painted and I'll be back in a bit. Friends, I thought I'd pop in for a second. So the yellow background wasn't even yellow all over. I had lighter yellow up here and it's a little bit darker yellow down here. It's cad yellow medium hue and the yellow oxide. Not very much yellow oxide, and some white is the background. And then you can still kind of see my love poking through, maybe not. I'm not worried about it. There's gonna be pretty much rooster and grass over it. There you can kind of see it. I measured down, I think it was 3 3/4 inches, but you can also just, you know, scribble on the back of the traceable behind the horizon line and just transfer the horizon line on there if you want to do that. Oh, I printed this out, I believe, at 125% because the traceable is 8 by 8 and this is a 10 by 10 canvas. Oh, sorry. There's a little sticky thing on my microphone and it's stuck to my sweater because I'm really close to my phone here. Sorry about the wiggling. That's a new one. Okay, and then as I do sometimes, I just squirted out paint. I'm like, wow, way too much paint for this small painting. I've been painting large paintings for the last, 3 months because of my show I just had in March of 2022. And so I'm kind of used to squeezing out paint. I could keep this. I could stick another plate on top of it, and then I mist it. I mist it with a little bit of water, stick a plate on top of it, and then stick it in a gallon baggie. Because I like the bright aqua green. And sometimes I use phthalo blue green shade, but this time I use cerulean blue, and it just makes a pretty, slightly aqua green sky. I like that. I just like the color combo. Okay, so I dried it with a hair dryer, and then I was thinking, you can see, I don't really like, you might like it, but I don't really like the clouds that I put in Photoshop. I think they're too strong. And that might not be true. When I paint this, I can paint it stronger than the photo. Do you know what I mean? And this red is really gonna, it already grabs a ton of attention. So just because I don't like these clouds is probably just personal preference. But I thought maybe we would paint a little clouds in real time. I just used a, let's see, how big is that? I think it's a 1/2 inch flat brush. It's actually a craft brush. Oh, it's not quite half, it's 3/8. 3/8 inch. Oh, here it says 1/2 inch though. So it's somewhere in there. Somewhere in there. I thought we'd maybe paint some clouds with the white I've got on here, and I might do a little matte medium because I'm gonna go, oh, that was loud, really light and thin. Just because I'm not sure what I want. Oh, and the other thing I did is I've kind of got an even blue sky. Usually I have darker blue to lighter blue. And then I did my typical, I like to kind of point you into the painting. So I did that. I do that a lot. I've got that behind Pearl the cow painting. I just did nice, easy, sweeping clouds. Call it done. I like doing that. Because I also do a lot of animal portraits. This is basically an animal portrait for my rooster here. I like not calling a whole lot of attention to the background. So I'm just mixing a little matte medium. Oh, did I show that or was that kind of quick? You can use gloss medium. There's other mediums and extenders you can use to make your paints more transparent. I like this because it dries the same flatness as the acrylic paint. The gloss medium has a little shine to it, and that kind of bugs me sometimes. Okay, I sound like a cranky pants. So I think what maybe I'll do, so generally, you know, bluer at the top and then grayer and lighter as you get to the horizon line. I'm not gonna worry about grayer, but maybe, so we just kind of hint at clouds. And I'm gonna kind of follow my sweepy. Of course, then the rooster is going to cover up. Just grab a little matte medium. So I'm just kind of swirling and scrubbing because I know it's going to dry light, or I hope it's going to dry light. The nice thing is if this doesn't work, I can just paint back over it again. And if I use the yellows, I can just mix a little cad yellow and yellow oxide and paint my sky again. Because I kind of like the yellow popping through. And I think that's going to probably dry and we won't notice it here. We're going to get it close. See how the yellow's kind of coming through? I've got a little dry brushing with the canvas there. Not so much on purpose, just kind of what happens sometimes. Most important to me is the sweeping. Oh, and this is artist tape. I think I got that at Michael's. I've gotten some at Michael's and some at Blick Art Materials. Okay, I think that's gonna dry. It's already drying pretty pretty flat, isn't it? But you know, I'd rather sneak up on it. See, I'm afraid if I did this with water and to get it that transparent and that light, it might just be way too thin and the paint won't stick. I've never had that problem, but I feel safer with the matte medium. Okay, so maybe if I'm sticking with my sweepies, maybe we should sweep. Sweepies? Just heard myself. Yeah, I'm pretty much losing those clouds. I will link, I have a cloud video. I don't think you can see, I've got it sort of up on the wall behind this painting. I'll link it in this video description. So basically I'm doing what I did in the cloud video, but now I've got yellow and blue underneath instead of just blue. So I'm just going to try and vary the heights, even though these are totally disappearing. I can kind of see them. Maybe, I don't know. Well, yeah, I've got a lot of matte medium and not much white. Try, guys. Oh, and in that cloud video, I show you different brushes, different ways to do it with white. I think I demonstrate 2 different kinds of white, titanium white and mixing white. You know, I don't know if I mind that. It's soft. I kind of see a little bit more clouds. I'm looking at it in my phone. Of course, it's going to dry a little darker and disappear. We should decide which way. Our light, usually I have my light coming from over here. Oh, look. Favorite daughter, Emily, who helps me with YouTube and the lives, made some sun so when I'm doing demos, I can like stick it to the painting. Isn't that cute? Or like lay it down on my art table. Isn't that fun? She made a couple of them. Oops, I'm trying to stick that back up on my board. So usually I have my sun over here just out of habit, but on this one it's over here. So if we grab, well, maybe I'll just do some of these again and kind of, as I mentioned, sneak up on them. Sometimes I like to grab the wet paint. That doesn't really show. And I think that's going to get, it might pretty much get covered by the rooster. Okay, so maybe we kind of want some bright, and maybe we kind of want to point I don't know, sometimes I just kind of play with it. I know that's probably not very helpful. But I'm also wanting it lighter down towards my horizon line. We'll see how that dries. That was a little braver. I laugh. But I do mean that. Like, if I'm concerned, I just kind of sneak up on it. And this is giving you a look of how I sneak up on it. So does that cloud video. So we might have, so we've got one up here. I don't know if we want to make it a little bit louder, a little bit stronger. I don't know if that did anything. Let's see. Oops, sorry if I'm bumping my microphone there, guys, which would bump my phone. Sometimes I'll sort of use my fingers a little. You could use a paper towel, a tissue to kind of lighten things. And then I also just kind of scrub it out as the brush runs out of paint. Oh, there, that might be kind of nice. I just thought it might be, I never really put clouds in my painting. Oh, darn it, it's stuck to my sweater again. I'm gonna stick it, sorry about the wiggling, I'm gonna stick it up and over There, that should do the trick. Okay, let's take a peek. Kind of eyeball. Oh! So yeah, these clouds will show, and it's kind of dark on the rooster. Maybe I'll just kind of dab some. So it's kind of dark right here on the rooster, so the contrast will show, which actually could end up helping us. It could be a good idea. If it's not, we can always come back and fix it. So I took a little straight up titanium white. How does that look? Here, give you a little closer look. That might be pretty darn good. You guys will have to let me know in the comments. I so appreciate your comments. I'm trying to straighten it square to my phone. They help me. I learn from you guys. The Facebook group is so fun. I learn, someone posted an app for transferring images onto canvases. I gotta remember the name of that app. I'm like, I gotta try it too. Sounds pretty cool. I do kind of like doing things by hand because I'm on the computer so much anyway, and I was a graphic designer forever. So I like. You can tell I'm thinking. So all I'm doing is thinking sun's over here. So really on a cloud you could get all kinds of interesting things going on. And then a lot of times the underside of the cloud is darker. So I kind of like that streak, and plus that streak helps point me in my sweeping and point me into the painting. I think we might want to just stop because I don't want to have very big dramatic clouds, and these are already getting, I don't know if I like quite how much that really points down. It might have been too, I don't know, do something with that. I changed my mind what I was going to do. Grab a little straight up white. So I just grab it on the corner of my brush. And so I'm just kind of talking about some cloud, just dabbing little cloud tops that are catching the light. I like that that comes in that way. And I think I want to maybe just flatten that out just a smidge. All right, I think we're going to stop there. It's actually probably more clouds than I want for the painting. But clouds can be a lot of fun. As I mentioned, I'll link that in this video description. Okay, guys. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe you want to see me take off the... Here, I'm going to dry it with a hairdryer, and I'll be right back. Okay, I thought you might want to see me take off the tape. I don't show it very often. I don't know if I even use tape that often. I suppose it depends on when you're watching this video and how many videos I have up on YouTube. So I left extra. Sometimes I'll fold it. So I gotta, I can't fold it. Stick into my finger so I have something to grab onto. And then one little trick, let's see, now I'm trying to think which way you do it. Do you pull away or pull up? Yeah, pull down and away from the wet paint or the blue line. So that way, if it grabs a little paint, it doesn't tear up into what you just did. And like tears, you know, grabs some paint, it tears like a line into your sky in this case. And it's okay if it's a little rough. That just becomes part of the horizon, like little trees off in the distance or something. But another tip too, I burnished it, but I could probably burnished it more with the end of my palette knife. Another trick too is don't paint down into the tape, paint up. But you know, when I'm sweeping, I probably just pushed it right underneath the tape. Okay, little tape tips. What else? Oh, I think I'm gonna let it dry and transfer my rooster onto here. I could paint the grass. I don't know what I want to do. Maybe I'll paint some of the grass. Maybe we'll try and make some greens. Let's see, I'm gonna use our sky color. Maybe we can use it up because I've got a bunch of sky color there. Of course, you want to save some in case you need to touch up, or at least I do. Let's see what color we get. I don't really know, but it would help unify the painting. Oh, I may have grabbed too much blue. Oh, I panicked. I think we're gonna get a green. You know what? I think I might paint the green background before I make dinner here. That's pretty nice. That's actually getting bluer than I want. I'm just like heavy-handed with squeezing out the paint lately. That's a nice green. If you wanted to mute it down, you could put a little brown in it, a little black in it. I think I might want to mute it down. Got a little burnt umber here, or maybe I'll just put a little black in it. And then maybe a little more yellow in it too. And then we'll just call this my background palette and I'll save it. Mars Black. All right, I'm telling myself as well as you guys, black is strong. That might be a little too little bit. Oh yeah, no. Could have probably went with the first thing. There, that's kind of a nice, I like, even though this is out of the tube, the yellow kind of helps, I don't know, soften it. I like to have my backgrounds more muted and then my subject stronger out of the tube color. You don't have to do that. You can have there's just lots of ways to do it. But right now in the last year or so, I've been really liking having a little bit more muted background and then stronger subject or foreground. Okay, that made a pretty nice green. I like that. And I'm gonna paint the background in time lapse, let it dry. We'll get the rooster on there and then I'll be back after a bit. A few thoughts. So I pretty much used all that green I made. And then I made the green from I just pulled over some blue, added some yellow, added some black, which I'm pretty sure we just did. I mean, I was talking you through it, talking myself through it. And then so I painted it with this little, not quite half-inch brush. And I liked it up here because it was about the right width for the horizontal, you know, grayer, blacker, lighter grasses. And then it was fun to use the corner to hint at some Bob Ross little trees off in the distance. Isn't that fun? There's really not much to those. I might go back and add some more. We'll just see how the painting develops. I actually think I like this the best. It's just more subtle. I like that. Tons of atmospheric perspective going back. And then what I was doing here is just guesstimating a dark area here. I've got a dark triangle leading you into the painting. So it's on purpose. And then I've kind of got a light area here and a lighter, it's not even a triangle, but just lighter strokes. So I almost have an X. But I also put it on the traceable, which I thought I might help you guys. You could trace that on there so you have a guide. Or you could just guesstimate. Oh, you know what? Well, hang on. Yeah, actually, well, I think that'll show. This is higher than my traceable. But really the important thing is that I'm just kind of got like a sun side and a shadow side. And then we'll put some dark, I think, shadowy grasses down in here. I just put in like a couple weeds and a little daisy We'll see how the painting develops. Those things are just to remind me that I want to put those in here. Does that show? That does show. Oh, I don't have all my lights on. Here, hang on a second. Does that help a little bit? I don't know. Maybe that helps with the traceable. So I'm going to let this dry, make some dinner. Oh, I'm going to mix up a little more green. I'm going to save this palette because it reminds me of the colors I used in case I don't work on this for who knows how long. Sometimes I won't work on it for like a week or two, depending on what happens here in my studio. But I'll know. I'm going to put out just a little smidge of cad yellow, but I can see it there on my plate. And that way I can mix the colors again. They don't have to be exact. But if you have a little bit bigger blob, it keeps better. That's not a very big blob, but that'll keep. I think I'll get this painting done within the week. Okay, guys, I'll be back after a little bit. Hey friends, I thought I'd pop in and talk about what the heck am I doing here. So I used the traceable and I used a dark burnt orange, and I should have just used black because I couldn't really see the outline very well. So I'm like, okay, well I don't want to lose my structure. So I started painting like with a little brush up here. It was something over 0. It's a little liner brush from Royal Langnickel, Menta line. And made sure I got like the beak in the eye and the comb in and the wattle. And then I started using the same brush I used for the background and the clouds, that 1/2-inch craft brush I got at Michael's. And I put some raw sienna out. Raw sienna. Some titanium white. Oop, I always do that. Titanium white. And black. Mars black. Just so I could have a little darker value too. And I started just kind of, in some cases I even outlined where the feathers, that I want to make sure I know where they are and that kind of thing. And then I thought, you know, this would be just a good underpainting. So kind of like the cow video, I can't remember which one it's the one with the sunflower that you see the backside of the sunflower. I probably called it Sunflower as the title of the painting, but I can't remember the video title. Where I painted it all black and white and then came back and glazed color over it. Well, I thought, well, let's paint this in pretty much in shades of titanium white, black, and raw sienna. So that's what I'm thinking. And then here I kind of covered up my horizon line with a little bit of paint just so it'll cover better on the next round of color. And then now I'm thinking, so I don't have this blue anywhere but in the sky. I also probably should tie in some of the green, but I put some of the blue from my background palette onto this palette. I'm going to put yellow, which will help tie in the grass. I'm going to put some cad yellow medium hue, I believe is the color. Yep. and some Quinacridone Magenta. And I don't really need the magenta yet. Maybe I'll just wait on that because I'm going to use that over this raw sienna for the comb. You can kind of see it over here. Oh, I don't know. I was going to use burnt umber, but I think I'll just use black and raw sienna because that'll help tie it all in. And I don't have any raw sienna back here, but I think we'll be okay. I think if I put a little bit of blue, maybe we'll just do it right now. Let's grab some white, a little bit of my sky, because I'm going to layer it. Let's kind of put it, well, it's already going to be muted because it's over that black. Maybe I should take some straight up. That actually might be kind of neat. So now I'm kind of hinting at complements too. Not real close, but the raw sienna is kind of orangey, and now I have some blues. Yeah, I think that'll be nice. And I think that'll be my palette. And I'm just going to, I could use red, but I think I'll just use the Quinacridone. So that's what I'm thinking. I might actually put a little of the blue. I don't know if it's going to look blue. Maybe I'll just grab straight up. Can always cover it up. So that's all I'm doing. And then I start putting in some details because it's kind of fun. I don't think I want any blue over here because that's in my sun. I want to keep the blue over here. Now I'm looking at my reference video and just kind of, or reference photo. And okay, so that's what I'm thinking. I think we'll just use that palette, try to keep it to not to too many colors. I might even grab a little green and reflect it back up. We'll see how it goes, just to help unify the painting. Oh, and when I look into my phone here, I'm liking the little bit of, like I've got a little bit of a triangle shape. You know, I said there was an X. Of course, then I put the rooster over it. But I'm liking these directional lines that you might not notice in a painting. But when you look at other people's paintings, see if you start to notice those things. Little directional lines. Oh, and I think we'll put some daisies and stuff in here. So this is going to develop. But we're off to a good start. And actually, I'm wondering if maybe I should just do that more often, where I just kind of do, you could do a grisaille, I think is how you pronounce it, where it's like that cow painting, where you just do a black and white painting as your underpainting and then paint over it. A lot of old masters did that, I believe. My art history is rusty. Okay, guys, I'm not sure. I've got to pack up to work at the gallery tomorrow. I'll probably be back in a day or so. So that last little bit that was time-lapsed was the live. I'll link to the live in this video description if you want to watch it step by step. I demoed how to paint some of these daisies off into the distance. We worked on the rooster, and we talked about how the rooster could be done. And it's now Friday, so the live was 2 days ago on Wednesday. And I noticed I've got 2 marks that are almost the same here, so I need to probably shorten this one up. Just because they bug me a little bit, they're too much the same. I tend to want to make things the same and make patterns. Here's a close-up of the daisies. And I'll put in more grasses and daisies. I just didn't want to do it until I get the rooster done. So next, I'm going to, because I put Quinacridone out on my palette, Quinacridone Magenta, I'm going to work on I'm going to get my phone as close as I can to my canvas. I'm going to work on the face and finish up that rooster. We could be fairly close to done. I'll be back in a bit, guys. Hey friends, I thought we'd take a little closer look. The next thing I'm going to work on is the grasses and maybe a few, well, not maybe, a few more daisies. So there's a close-up. Sorry guys, it's always an aiming thing. There's a close-up of the rooster's face. I don't know if I get closer if you're going to be able to see the eye, if it'll focus. And then I just played with adding darkers and lights. You can make any color you want. I was just kind of aiming for the same kind of creamy color. I ended up putting some strong white right here, a couple layers. And actually in the reference photo, it has pretty strong white down here. But I want to keep you up more here, because that's here, I'll back up. That's pretty close to the bottom of the painting. And I want to keep you more in here. So this is strong, this is pretty strong, and this is definitely strong. It's the only red. Let me put in some more dots and spots. I could keep playing with it, but I like it. I ended up putting a little blue in the tail, even though you don't see that in the reference photo. Oh, and did a little smearing. I like that. Just wet paint and I smear it with my finger. Okay, hopefully that little tour helps. I'm gonna paint daisies and I'll be back in a bit. Hey friends, I'm done. Oh, I need to sign it. I can really sign it in either corner. There's plenty of space. As I'm looking at it at the canvas, it looks quite busy, but as I look at it in my phone, I think it's good. I'll give you a tour here in a second. I think it's good. So what I was trying to do is put the least amount of tall grasses and weeds in to just let you know it's sitting in the grass. Now here there's a bunch more grasses, and then there's some out of focus flowers which I could have painted in. But I really didn't. I mean, I could have. You could have just kind of keep them with some blues, maybe keep them less bright. Just because I like to have like my brightest white. I like to have my strong areas continue to be my strong areas, and then these do entertain and call attention because of the centers. They're like little bullseyes. I'm just trying to consider and think about that. I'm doing a chicken or a rooster portrait. What else do I want to say? Oh, I pulled out my background palette, the sky and the grass, to work on the weeds and stuff. And then I took straight up sky color on my brush and painted it, but still gets kind of muted because it's over so much green. It's not over the white, and it's not a big, strong blob like it is there on my palette. Hopefully that was on. That's my sky color. I wasn't looking at my phone to see if that was in frame. All right, so let's take a look at the flowers. I think they're fun. I like flowers, weeds, and seeds. I think that's fun. And so I'll just take the corner of my brush and just plop it right on the canvas, in whatever shape I get. When if I really don't like it, I'll wash it off with a clean brush. And then I did, barely hinted on what's on the side. I can maybe paint a little more. Here's the other side. I did carry the flowers over a little bit, but I didn't even put centers in them. Okay, so I was showing you this side. I'll show you this side. So those flowers, the centers are made with a little #1 round, and then the petals were made with a little 1/2 inch flat. And I just blobbed the ones going off into the distance. And then I'm just trying to make marks and shapes that kind of entertain, and just, without making every single grass blade. I could have maybe done it with fewer. It's kind of fun, and it's hard to know when to stop. But as I look in the video, I think it's good. So I hope you enjoyed this one. I really love it when you guys hang out with me. That's so much fun for me. I really appreciate your comments. When I say support, it includes comments, likes, shares, all that stuff. Subscribes. We're doing pretty well with subscribers. We're over 3,000. I'm not sure exactly where we are, but that is just awesome. Great, big, happy art hugs, and I hope to chat with you soon. Bye, guys.